Hello everyone, it's Retroaction. Welcome back to another Star Wars Micro Machines video. This is the Star Wars Micro Machines Fall of the Empire, released by Hasbro in 2015. Of course, this is based on Return of the Jedi, the Battle of Endor. Of course, this is based on the Battle of Endor from Return of the Jedi, where the Rebel Alliance launched an attack against Death Star 2, even though they didn't realise it was operational, and even though Death Star 2 was in fact operational, the Empire was still defeated. So that's what this set is based on. And well, Return of the Jedi is my favourite film in Star Wars, so we're off to a great start here. Right, so here's the set. Again, this is one of the 5 packs. So really, you get 5 ships or vehicles and 2 figures. So really, it's more of a 7 pack. But everywhere I've seen on eBay, when I searched these up just now, they're referred to as 5 packs. So we're going to go for that for now. This is another term for it. Either way. So we have the Imperial Star Destroyer or Star Destroyer. I'm not sure how it's mentioned on box. We have the Millennium Falcon. This is an interesting variant because it's missing the radar dish, because of course it's on the Battle of Endor. We have a B-Wing, which is quite a rarity. We have an X-Wing missing with just the red markings, which is quite interesting. And we have my favourite TIE Fighter variant, the TIE Interceptor. And of course the Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker micro figures. Right, so let's start. So that's the order they were packaged in. So let's start with the Star Destroyer. Right, so this is the Star Destroyer. It's very nice. I do have some Galoob ones to compare it to, of course. It's the iconic wedge-shaped ship design from Star Wars for all the capital ships. And, you know, in the prequels, we found out how that came to be and everything. But either way, here it is. It's really good. I love the cutouts here. It's really nicely detailed, even at the bottom. So in fact, let's start at the bottom. As you can see, we've got all these raised sections. None of it's flat. It's really nice. Loads of detail. We have the LFL's China CO82A, which you'd see on a lot of the larger Micro Machines ships from this time. I believe this is, well, either way, I can't remember what this is called, but either way they've used it as a port for a stand, or to peg onto one of the playsets. We have the docking bay, which hasn't been painted, but as you can see, it's been recessed in. Well, you know, they've cut it out, they've made a cutout for it, so that's cool. Of course, this is, you know, seen in A New Hope. And again, there's just detail all along the bottom here. It's not painted, but it looks really good. And again, there's detail in the middle as well. And of course, all along the top. So of course, here we have the superstructure, and then the bridge. Some really good detail. As you can see, it goes up and up and up. Here we have the turbo lasers. As you can see, these 4 dots here are meant to be the turbo lasers. Turbo laser turrets. There you go. And of course, this part at the top here is the bridge. And these on the side here, the 2 circular things. The 2 circles are the deflector shields generators. So of course we've got the bridge there and the deflector shield generators, and there's tons of detail all on this. It looks amazing. This is incredible. It's a great looking ship. It's iconic. A bit of paint smudge there. That's supposed to be white, but obviously some black bottoms of it. But look at all this detail even on the bridge there. Really nice. And then if we come to the back, we have the engines. Interesting enough, the bridge is a separate piece. As you can see, they've glued it on separately, and the engines are painted blue, which is great. So that is there's the Star Destroyer. Really cool. There's loads of detail there on the inside, in the middle there as well. It looks great, and it looks great from this angle. Really cool stuff. This is a great looking ship. And now I do have some Galoob versions to compare it to. One of these is dated 1993, and the other one is dated 1994. So this one must have come earliest. That one came earlier than this one. As you can see, they're 2 different colours. That one's a bit bent. But as you can see, if we compare it to the Galoob one, so this is the Hasbro, and these are the 2 Galoob here from the 90s. The Galoob one is a darker colour. It's a darker grey colour. And interesting enough, they have painted the middle black or darker grey. It's like a dark grey. Yeah, it's like a dark grey colour in the middle there, so they've painted that in. They've also painted in the docking bay in that colour. So that's interesting. The other one left it unpainted. And there's even some detail inside the docking bay, as you can see. So I'm not sure if that was on the other one. Oh yes, there you go. We do have some really good detail there inside the docking bay, but on this version it has not been painted in. So there you we go. But on the glued one, they have painted it in. And it's very much the same sort of details going on there. This part doesn't stick out as much, I don't think. I don't think so. Again, same sort of deal going on there. But interestingly enough, they have painted the engine section black, unlike this one, which kept it the same colour as the rest of the ship. And they've painted it blue again. So this one's got more detail, more paint applications along the middle here and the back. So those details are highlighted, whereas on this version, it wasn't on the Hasbro, of course. Again, it's like a darker grey colour for the middle there, which Hasbro didn't do. The docking bay is painted, but on this one, the engines are painted white, which is interesting. I definitely prefer the blue, but yeah, on this one, the middle sections and the back went unpainted. They were all the same grey colour, whereas on this one, they took the time to paint it a different colour. So that is the Star Destroyers. So I've got a nice fleet of those there. Next, we have the Millennium Falcon. Now again, the interesting thing about this one is it's from the Battle of Endor, because this is after it's after the radar dish gets knocked off when the TIE interceptors are in pursuit of the Millennium Falcon. When the Millennium Falcon tries to take out the core of Death Star 2. So that's what that's from. It gets knocked off during the battle. We've got the paint. We've got some really nice paint all around the sections here. All the green and red painted in, which is really nice. We have the exhaust vents. We have the two laser turrets, one there and one there, even though there's a cutout to attach it to the playset. And one of those fight rod things. You've got the cockpit, which is nicely painted. Overall, it's a pretty cool looking ship. Interesting enough, the landing gear, are they retracted? I think they are. The landing gear are out for some reason, even though it's flying through space, even though it's supposed to be flying through space right now. Got a code there. None of the details at the bottom here are painted in, but overall, it's a really nice looking ship. And a pretty cool variant to have one without the radar dish. And at the back, of course, got the iconic blue for the engines. So there it is. That is the Millennium Falcon. Really nice. It's a really nice looking ship. Yep, it's a great looking Millennium Falcon. Now, I don't have a glued one to compare it to because I left that upstairs. I'll be getting around to that if I do the Double Takes Death Star video, which actually is incomplete, so I probably wouldn't do it. Right, well, again, the glued one seems to be a darker colour. Right, next we have the B-Wing, the B-Wing fighter. Now, interesting enough, this B-Wing, the cockpit is in that position rather than this position. I would have preferred it if the cockpit had rotated around, so we could have it like this. But either way, it's really nice. We have the blue painted in for the laser turrets, the laser cannons. We've got all three of those there. There's even some on the cockpit. The cockpit is painted in, but the turrets on the laser cannons on the cockpit aren't. We've got this nice blue bit here on both sides. The orange has been added in the right places, and the engines are in this gunmetal colour, which is quite nice. So that is the B one. It's a really nice ship. Just shame we didn't get one in the other formation, the actual B formation. But there you have it. It's really good looking, nice detail. Yeah, it's great. Nice to have it. But then we come to our X-Wing. Now this X-Wing's pretty cool. Interesting enough, it just has the red markings, so it's not really like it's not like Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. There's no ones in particular, unless that's meant to be a one there. Yeah, again, this one's quite nice. We haven't got any bent wings on this one, which is quite good. Or a bent nose cone. Again, got a hole there to attach it to something. Now they've painted in the cockpit's got paint and the S-foils on this side, not that side, unfortunately. But the laser turrets are nice and straight. Laser cannons. This one's a bit bent here, but other than that, it's pretty good. It's a nice looking ship. Looks good. Nice detail in there. The engines have been painted, but overall, all the astromech, it's just all white, unfortunately. But overall, it's a great looking X-Wing. So that's the X-Wing. It looks good. And last but not least, as far as the ships are concerned, we have my favourite of the TIEs. This is of the TIE Fighter variants. This is the TIE Interceptor. This is a fantastic looking ship. And again, I do have some glued ones to compare this to as well. We have all four laser cannons there on the wings. Pretty cool. We've got the solar array panels, which have been nicely painted in. Very nice. On both sides. There we go. Nice detail and everything. It's nice, it's been picked out nicely. We have the cockpit where the transparent steel viewport, with the transparent steel viewport there. The windows have been recessed in. The supports have been painted in this dark grey colour. We have the 2 laser turrets. We have the 2 more laser cannons underneath the cockpit there. We've got the pylons, which are nicely detailed. At the back here, we have the cockpit hatch, which has been nicely painted as well. No detail at the back, but overall, no paint at the back, but overall, it's a fantastic looking TIE fighter. Great, so that's the TIE Interceptor. Really cool. Again, though, I do have some glued ones to compare it to. So we have it. So we've got the Hasbro in the middle and the glooms on the side. Interesting enough, the glued ones have are in a darker blue colour, and there is no, the cockpit has not been painted in properly. It's all one colour, but they have painted in the back. So that's it. And that goes for this one as well. Interesting enough, both of these are a slightly different colour. But it's definitely a darker blue colour. I feel like this one matches the film a lot more. But there you have it. So those are the 3 TIE Interceptors. And last but not least, we have the Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker figures. So here's Darth Vader. It's a nice, well, it's nicely detailed. You can't really, there's no paint on his chest or the suit, off the suit. You can't see any of the buttons or anything, but you can make out his helmet. You can make him out. So as Darth Vader. So yeah, nice pose. He's got his lightsaber fully ignited. Looks pretty good. So that is the Darth Vader micro figure. And last but not least, of course, we have the iconic Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker figure. And again, his lightsaber is ignited. You can't really make out the face. It's a bit, obviously the paint on his face is a bit sloppy. His eyes aren't painted in or anything, but that's quite hard to do on this scale. But overall, you can make out who he is. It's a good figure. And again, I don't have a Death Star 2 playset. I know there's a Royal Guard Death Star 2 playset. But what I do have is the Rogue One Death Star, and very quickly, I'm just going to show you the final duel of the Death Star. So there it is, that is the final duel on Death Star 2. Overall, it's a great looking set. Again, those holes are for those things, so you can have your ships fly by and everything. There it is, so yeah, I'll do a review on this soon. I don't have the Royal Guard Death Star 2, so if I get that, I'll get these out again. Either way, it's a great set, and it's definitely worth picking up if you can find it. Loads of great ships, really nice. You've got a B-Wing, which you don't see often, TIE Interceptors, which are awesome, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. You can't go wrong with this. It's been Retroaction with Fall of the Empire. A great Micro Machines 5-pack. Anyway, right, it's Retroaction. Definitely get this if you can find it. It's depicting a great scene, great scenes, great battle, and yeah, there we have it. Fantastic stuff. Right, see you all next time. Thanks for watching.